Welcome back to our Restos. I'm Jordan and we are working on the Capri again, which is, well, I've done it last weekend a bit, and now this bank holiday weekend. That's 2 weekends in a row. Not bad considering we had an how many month gap. So, either way, obviously we started making progress last time. The Capri's starting to go back together, which is fantastic. But before we can start doing any, this GoPro is really annoying. It's going. But before we can start doing the engine work, what we need is we need to be able to stop. So, and then the GoPro stops. I'm sorting it out. Stupid thing. Anyway, third time lucky. So we need to better brake. That's the one. How do we brake? Well, with that we need things like our master cylinder in place. We need our servos in place. We need our brake pipes. Our actual brakes are in place, but yeah. Now, for some reason, this job I've just not been looking forward to. I love doing brakes, but probably also the thought of actually having to now go and drill and mess around with all the shiny paint. But it happens, and the car will never be done if I don't get the brakes done. So I'm going to quit my whining, I'm going to get on with it, and we're going to get the brakes working. I say we, I think it's you guys are moral support. Unfortunately, I've got to do it all by myself. I thought I'd start the morning off healthily, bought some oranges. No, I guess they've been on the shelf for 30 years because they're awful. So we'll stick with junk. The pasty. That's what's going to save me today. Barnacut's pasty. Got to be a proud Cornishman. So, what do we need? Well, we need brake pipe. Turns out, I thought I bought 2 lots, then thought I bought 1 lot, so I bought another lot and bought a better lot. So now I've got 3 lots. But this stuff here appears to be much better. The Capri nickel anyway. What I should really be using. This supposedly is steel, but no. I think that's half the price of that stuff, so we'll use up all the good stuff first, at least where it's all going to be seen and where it's not as easy to change in the future. So we've got all that, obviously 3/16 standard for like most cars in the world. Got my assortment of unions, that should do us. There's various unions we need to reuse because I've got spares I think. The Land Rover master cylinder uses M12 unions. And these stupid remote servos use imperial unions, and I think the Capri uses metric unions with NSA thread. I've got to confirm again, but most of the flares on this car now are going to be DIN, but I need to check because I guess these are imperial. These might be SAE flares. I've got to work it out anyway. I'll see. But that's why I kept all the old unions in case I needed them, and to see what kind of flares I'd done previously. Because, yeah, it was my goal for it to be easy. Everything DIN sorted. But as this thing's a complete and utter parts mash up and different ages, yeah. So, what's first on our list here then? Well, I need to get the master cylinder bolted back in, don't I? Because that's quite a crucial part. And then we need to come off the master cylinder for brake pipes, come down. We're going to go back in, I think, the same way as the last time. So we'll grommet this hole up here. We'll have to come across, go into that hole, and that'll be our brake pipes into here. Why do I go in here? Well, there's one reason for that, and that's because the first servo is going to be up in here. Oh, I've got the torch on it. So, remote servos, the front brake one goes under there, the rear brake one goes over there. They get a vacuum feed back to the engine. There's different ways of doing it, but I had to remove a servo when I twin turboed to Cosworth because I wanted some clearance from the turbos. I didn't want the stupid master sitting on top of the turbo because that's just a bad idea, and I wanted the turbos to be symmetrical, unlike Chris Dupree from Chris Dupree's Garage. Don't think you'll see this one, but oh well. So yeah, I got rid of the main servo. Not only that, because also buying a 2-litre servo is near on impossible for a Capri. They're like rocking horse. Yeah, can't buy them really. Very rare. So, remote servos, lines go in, and then the lines will come across again, in the front here, across to that servo, and then obviously the rear one's going to go back to the back of the car, and the front one's are going to share between these two. Now, they used to, on a standard Capri, the brake flexes use like a bulkhead fitting and come through here and the inner wings. Obviously I don't need that, so we're going to have to put the fittings somewhere else to bolt our brake lines on. So I'm trying to keep this bay as simple as possible. The only stuff that's going to be in this bay really is what needs to be in the bay, if that makes sense to an extent. So it'll be easier to clean in the future. It'll keep it nice and tidy, and it'll just look smart having a Mercedes sitting here with a fairly simple bay. So I'm going to shut up. I'm going to start getting it all bolted back together, and I actually do enjoy making brake lines, but it's just a tedious job, isn't it? So we got our DIN flarer, we got the SAE flarer, and I've got 2 different cutting tools here. Between them, they should do me absolutely grand. So I'm going to shut up, I'm going to crack on. So progress has been made. Now, I started off going, yeah, I want this to be near perfect. Nah, couldn't be asked in the end. Thought, well, why make them perfect when actually, obviously, when I come to redo the whole car properly, they're all going in the bin anyway, so they're presentable. So the brake lines are in the bay there. With torch. They come around in here. So now the struts are connected here instead of through into the engine bay. The servos are in both sides, and a new line running to the rear. So all in, ready to go. So what's the next step? Well, bleed. So I always use my nice fancy Sealy pressure bleeder. Fantastic bit of kit. There's only one issue with them, and that is that you have to get the cap sealed perfectly on top of the reservoir. Just because of the way they work, that if that's not sealed, what it'll do is it'll fill the reservoir up and overflow because the air's escaping out there. Obviously, the fluid goes anywhere it can escape, which is obviously usually the bleed nipple, ideally. But if you've got a slight leak there, and it is sometimes really problematic to try and get the seal, and having a fountain of brake fluid over the fresh paint would be a terrible idea. So I'm going to do that very cautiously, pump it up and have a look at it. Once we know it holds pressure and we've got no leakages, we can then crack on, start cracking all the bleed nipples. Do you mind, puppy? Start cracking all the bleed nipples, which obviously we've got 4 on the front for the Brembos, and then the 2 on the rear for the Sierra rear calipers. Now, obviously, technically you should start from the rear furthest and work your way to the closest. I don't think it's a massive issue on this, to be honest. It's as long as I do the front and then the rear and or whatever. I don't think it really matters, to be honest. We're using a pressure bleeder. So I'm going to keep going and keep doing that until we have no more air coming out of the system, and then we can try and pump the pedal, make sure the pedal's hard. If it is hard, we can give it a few good pumps, hold it down, and try and check for no leaks anywhere, which I'm hoping there isn't, but obviously you don't know until you do it. So let's crack on and see if I can get this bled without any disasters. That was a huge success. It bled up really nicely. You can see different colours there. So I'm assuming, yeah, got all the old crap out at least. So the new fluid was coming out crystal clear, which is perfect, because I didn't want to just bleed the brakes. I wanted to completely replace all the fluid. 2 reasons. One, it'd probably been in and out for like 4 years, so it's due replacement. Or you, due replacement. 2, obviously because all the calipers have been sitting, nothing had been sealed up, the fluid had been exposed to moisture anyway, or the air, so yeah, it needed replacing. So completely bled out the entire system, not a single leak, not a single issue, everything worked absolutely perfect, so that's good. Done that. Oops, haven't got a torch still. Just put in the vacuum lines a second ago for the servos, So vacuum's in, pipes are in, brakes are seemingly working. Obviously I won't know entirely until I actually can get in the car and try and drive it and see what they feel like. So there might be one minor little bleed before I do a proper test drive it yet, but pretty happy with that. So, no idea how long this video's been, but as I want to try and get a couple of videos done this weekend, so you guys have got some content, we'll end it up here. And yeah, what we're going to do next video? Well, we can start the wiring. I think I've decided on BMW E30 headlights plus some extra modifications. So obviously we've got to alter all the wiring, all the fuse box that was in the engine bays going back into the car, and then obviously got to make new wiring that comes out to the front end. So got to do that yet. That's another job I'm not really looking forward to, so maybe it'd be a good one to crack on with really, so that all the crap jobs are done. Bolting the engine back in and all that's really easy. So we've still got on the engine sump, obviously hopefully it's done. We've got the throttle body to suss out and finish off. And then as far as I'm aware, the engine's ready to go back in. Yeah. There's a few little bits to reassemble in the bay yet. I really want to get the front end back on, but I really shouldn't do that until the engine's in because the crane basically touches it. So, yeah, I'm kind of buzzing to get all that back in, radiator it back in, and start getting it looking like a Capri again. But so far, we've now done a good bit of progress. We're actually at a rolling shell again with brakes, which is fantastic. So we're going in the right direction. Thank you again for watching. I think this morning the 5th office video come out. Yeah, I haven't just got that far. That was actually recorded about 2 odd months ago. So the office and all, it's all come on again. So there will be another video on that yet, and you guys might be seeing the van video at some point when I've got Gap and Capri content. But obviously I'm going to try and get as much Capri content out as I can. Although coming up, I have got next weekend a stag do, following weekend a wedding, following weekend hopefully back on the Capri. After that, a stag do, and then I guess I might have a wedding again a few weeks after that. And then I might have a bit of free time, maybe, before I've got another stag do and another wedding. So I'm quite busy coming up soon. But we're going to try and get as much time as we can on the Capri, provided I get business stuff done as well. And yeah, what we have just come into the May? Is it May? I don't know. Yeah, May. So could we get this on the road for, let's say, I think July's been pushing it, what I've got on. Maybe at some point in August. It'd be nice to get it on the road before summer's out. Yeah, but I'm going to shut up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Obviously, if you haven't subscribed and you're watching the video and you somehow like it and it's entertaining, I don't know. Want to subscribe, jump back obviously to the channel because there's a previous 20 odd videos already of how I've done this Capri build, being the first ever running driving M113 powered Ford Capri. So I've obviously had to suss it all out from scratch, which has been fun. But so far, working really well, and I think it's going to be a fantastic suited engine for that car. So yeah, why not jump back? Obviously you can already see that I've had it running driving, had a few issues, already on my second engine. Yeah, so subscribe if you haven't. Drop the video a like if you liked it, that really helps. Drop me a comment, tell me what you think, and with any luck, I'll see you guys again next time. I've been Jordan. Cheers.